Welcome, Leo, to your reading for the second half of October. Today we're doing the 12th house spread, and we'll just jump right in. So, in the first house, you have the Lover's card. What a great start to your reading! It's such a positive thing. And I think maybe what this is saying is for this first half of October, there'll be a strong focus on relationships, whether that's to yourself, to partners, to family. But this is going to actually color the reading today. So let's see what the clarifier says in terms of relationships.
Oh, wow. Beautiful, Leo. Gosh, you're off to a great start. You have the Ten of Pentacles in your first house of identity, your sense of self. So I feel like you're feeling very abundant at this time. I feel like you're really tuned into your achievements. This is a card that suggests that you're coming into everything that you hope and desire. And that's happening to you at a very fundamental identity level. You feel aligned with this on a cellular level. So really exciting, Leo.
Yeah, great. And in your second house, we've got the Nine of Wands, and second house being the house of value, resources, and wealth. The Nine of Wands is, do I have what I need here for this, or do I need to add something? Do I need to take it away? I feel a bit wounded. I feel like I've been roughed up after how much work and energy I've put into this now. And I guess the clarifier will tell us how we can bring that into a bit more abundance for you.
Oh, interesting. You have the Seven of Swords. So this is a card of self-imposed restrictions showing up in your second house of values, what you're resourced with, your skills, gifts, talents, and abilities that allow you to create your security and your abundance. They're your resources. So I wonder if you have that card of self-imposed restrictions suggests to me that you're doubting what you're resourced with, and maybe there's some doubt around your values. Maybe you're starting to question your values, or you're feeling restricted by the values that perhaps you've outgrown. And maybe you're wanting to branch out into different resources. Maybe it's not just going to be about money and a house and a car anymore. Maybe you're busting out of self-imposed restrictions around what it means to be abundant. We'll know more as the reading progresses, but looking really interesting and intriguing, Leo.
Yeah, Leo, and I think what's coming up there is that if you're questioning and, analyzing and checking, that is actually a really wonderful resource to have because you're constantly wanting to refine and improve and change. So I think that's what this is saying in that position as well. You may be branching out and you also can utilize that really accurate and acute analysis skills that you have. So in the third house, we have the High Priestess card. This is a very intuitive card to have in your house of communication and ideas. And the High Priestess is like a channel for more divine energy, more spiritual understandings. It's not simple, it's not earthly, it's very, very much more deeper than that. So I wonder how the clarifier card says you're using that energy.
Queen of Swords in your third house of communication, Leo. I agree with Em. I feel, Leo, you're being asked to go within and trust your intuition. So that Seven of Swords that showed up in your second house, she's blindfolded, and that forces her to go in and trust her intuition. And the Queen of Swords is about seeing clearly. She has really clear perception, and she has perspective that allows her to move forward. So I feel like in terms of your communication, maybe just stop and reflect and tune into what's being communicated to you at an intuitive level, and then communicate outwardly is what I'm getting for you, Leo.
Yeah, very nice. And in your fourth house of home and what's familiar and chosen or family of origin, you've got the Two of Wands. This is a card of travel, actually. So even though the fourth house is about home, it's also saying where can you kind of shift the energy in that place, in that space of your comfort zone into a bit more of a different gear. How can you be more expansive? How can you be more creative and exploratory? What's happening at home or in your place of familiarity that you'd like to stretch a little bit? Let's see what the clarifier says with that, friend.
Lovely. Oh, okay. So we have the Four of Cups
Mhm.
in your fourth house. So, four in the fourth house really brings home the idea that this is pertinent for you. So, there's some sort of disappointment and some sort of sense of feeling over it, like, oh, this again, being promised something new at home,
Mhm.
whatever that means for you. And I feel like it's going to resonate with you, Leo, and not really trusting, just going, no, this is just going to be the same old thing. I get the sense that you need to go back to that third house of communication and start asking for what you need. Tune
Mhm.
into your intuition first, ask for what you need, and then I think you can avoid this disappointment, because sometimes we get into the sense of like people are mind readers and we really need to say what we need to say and ask for what we need for. Leo is what I get there.
Yeah, it makes sense, Fran. And then in the fifth house of the inner child of self-expression, the Hermit card emerges. And the Hermit is such a wonderful card for beckoning you to take the time to think, to reflect, and bring home the wisdom that you're gaining from that reflection and insight. Maybe this is a time, Leo, this is your house of creative expression and that inner child to go into a space where you can be really creative, not worry about what others will think, be in your own space or maybe with people that are really close and who really care for you, and take that time to explore. And what will then come through is the wisdom and the insight you need to push your expression further in a way that's serving you. So the clarifying card will tell us how you can do that.
Lovely. You've got the Page of Pentacles in your fifth house of creative expression. And Em, just as you were talking about the Hermit showing up in Leo's fifth house of creative expression, I get the sense for you, Leo, that there's going to be a deepening in your creative expression. So perhaps before it was maybe a little bit what you're known for, or a little bit of showing off, and is everybody laughing, and does everybody like me? And which is very human. We all can do that, not bagging you out there, Leo, but I feel now it's coming from this deeper, wiser place. You've been through it, you've come out the other side, and your creative expression, like
Mm.
Em was saying, it's not about winning popularity or winning laughs or getting approval. It's about, I want to express this. So much more authentic to your deeper self. And with this Page of Pentacles, this is about following your enthusiasm. So it makes sense that your enthusiasm is now coming from a much deeper place. So it's going to nourish your enthusiasm, and then your enthusiasm is going to carry this deeper place out into the world, into this arena of creative expression. So I think people are going to be quite surprised, Leo. They're going to see a different side of you.
Beautiful. Yes, and then in the sixth house, oh, we have the Three of Cups. This card is so celebratory and it's about community and connection. And I'm getting a sense that this is going to happen in the workplace, being in the sixth house, or also around making a decision, finally reaching a decision that you've wanted to make for a long time, and being able to celebrate that with friends, with family, community, and like-minded individuals. So wherever that's showing up for you, Leo, pay attention to that. It's going to be very rewarding. How's the clarifier saying that can happen, Fran?
Oh, wow. This is so positive. This is
Whoa.
the Six of Wands. So great success
Mm.
around an achievement. You're really getting recognition. You're really getting what you deserve. I get the sense in the workplace, you're getting noticed because you are coming from a deeper, more intuitive place. People are really noticing you, and there's success for you in the workplace as a result of that, Leo. You're really shining in the workplace.
Yeah. And then, so we've got in the seventh house here. As you were talking, Fran, the moon card fell out for me. And we do have the moon in Pisces at the moment where we are. But in the seventh house, this is romance, relationships, partnership, could be business partnership, anything where there's a connecting of souls. And I think because this is the moon card showing in this placement, it's going to be feeling like soulmate energy, like really deep reckoning, connection through emotion and intuition, and at times feeling very tumultuous, but that being necessary for authentic connection. So, what's the clarifying card saying, Fran?
Lovely. We have the Hanged Man.
Hmm.
I think what this is saying is just pause, because the moon showing up in your seventh house of relationship we just want to check that something, the moon rules illusion. We can't see that well by the moonlight. So we could see something and mistake it for something else. So the hangman, he's in a state of suspension. I think the hangman's just saying suspend, pause, check that that really is what it appears to be. Don't
Mhm.
get caught up in the illusion. Um, yeah, so
Very wise words.
interesting. Mm.
Yeah, thanks, Fran. And then, oh, in the eighth house, we have the star card. The star is Aquarius's card. And in the eighth house, yes, being transformation, and shared resources. The star being Aquarius and shared resources is really fitting because Aquarius is all about benefiting humankind. It's about the great world, the value and ethics of the world and that we live in. But it's also about wish fulfillment. So, what are you wishing to transform, Leo? And how can you do that by connecting to, um, yeah, more of the resources that are available to you in your environment and that are offered by others? So let's see what the clarifier says with that.
Oh, wow. You have the King
Mm,
of Pentacles. So,
mhm,
this is a card of incredible abundance. The King of Pentacles is a king of great skill. He's surrounded by grapes, which are very difficult to grow, but for him, they're easy. So, it's something that comes naturally to you. The sense I get, these two cards landing in your eighth house of transformation, I get the sense because you're doing transformational work, you will turn into that star energy. You will shine. You will get that recognition and success and the abundance of the King of Pentacles. It's like a reward for all of the transformational work you have done and are continuing to do.
mm.
And this is a very positive card for shared resources. So, really abundant time for you, Leo.
Yeah, great. And then in the ninth house, we have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is that energy of being diplomatic and being strategic before you launch into battle or before you start a journey somewhere. Do your research, check out what you need to do first. And being in that ninth house, it's about thinking differently. So normally, Leo, maybe what you would do is just kind of barrel in and just go in guns blazing. But maybe this is a time like, the hanged man that emerged earlier of taking a step back and surveying the lands. How can you kind of make things work for you with that extra little bit of research? So, and I'm just mindful that the first house was the Lover's card coming up. So maybe this is connected to relationships in general. Yeah, and that ninth house of expansion. Maybe it's relationship to self too. So let's see what the clarifier says.
Okay, you have the King of Pentacles. So I think you're definitely being asked to pause, pause
Mm,
before you act. And this is interesting because in the ninth house of higher mind and seeking out higher ideals and higher truths, it does require a stillness. So I feel what's key for you, Leo, is just take a pause before you do anything, and success is assured. And I think, again, like I was saying earlier, people are going to start to regard you as quite uh, just differently in a really positive way. Like they're going to notice this more reflective, a deeper, dare I say it, more mature sort of energy coming through, regardless of your age. We can mature at all different ages. So, really positive, Leo.
mm, beautiful. And then 10th house, we have the Eight of Swords, the self-limiting beliefs. And I feel like there's something that wants to be freed with the way you're showing yourself, showing up in public spaces with your status and reputation and maybe work. And so the question for you, Leo, is how do you feel that you are doubting yourself? Where is that coming up? And how can you kind of free that open a little bit so that you're able to express yourself and show the world that really creative spirit, that matured, developed, wise spirit in you as well? Because Leo, you're one of the most undervalued intuitors of the entire astrological wheel. So where does your intuition need to shine? Let's see what the clarifier says.
Mm. Okay, wow, beautiful. You have the Ace of Swords. So it suggests to me that this period of self-imposed restriction, you've come through it or are just about to come through it because the Ace of Swords is a card of victory. You are
Mm.
victorious. It is a card of success. So I think because you're doing what's being asked of you. So that previous card, she's got the blindfold on. So she's forced to go within. And there's a very clear message here throughout. There's a real theme about you pausing, going within, tapping into your intuition. And when you do that, the Ace of Swords, success, victory, and it's swift. So you don't need to climb a mountain and spend hours or days or weeks on top of a mountain or at a retreat. It can just be taking those few moments before you speak, or before you make your mind up about something that is going to bring through this. This really heralds a great victory for you, Leo, and reflection is key.
Mm. Yes, very nice. And then in the 11th house, oh, the Six of Swords, traveling away from something known into unknown territory. And this is wish fulfillment in the house of wish fulfillment, Leo. So are you wishing to go somewhere else? Do you feel like you need to break free of what's happening for you at this time, maybe at home or anywhere at all? What needs to be different? Let's see what the clarifier says with that.
Lovely. Oh, wow. Very kind of similar
Oh,
energy.
wow.
The Three of Wands in your house of hopes and wishes,
Mm.
desires. I get the sense that there's a bit of untapped wanderlust here, that you're really needing to
Mm.
expand your horizons, go on a little adventure, take that leap. It does suggest, with all of the other positive, sort of high energy cards, it does suggest that this is something that you are acting on. You have taken a leap into a more expansive version of yourself, Leo. Continue
Mm.
to do it. It's very positive.
Yeah, beautiful. So exciting. It's like travel is coming your way. And then lastly, in the 12th house of transformation, all things hidden, things that are spiritual for you, Leo, is the card of Three of Pentacles, meaning recognition for your work, for really good, valuable work that you've done. And I think this is reflective of the entire reading of how much you've been challenged, in the recent past, how much you've had to push through there's self-limiting beliefs and having to be strategic, needing to reflect, needing that intuitive wisdom to push through, and finally having the outcome of this project to show what you've created. And it's not just on your own. Don't forget the help that's come along the way, the people you've reached out to or people that have offered support. And with this teamwork, you've been able to create something really beautiful, Leo. So what's the clarifier saying with that too?
Yeah, our clarifier is the Emperor. So you've really come into your own. This is a card of authority. The Emperor really knows what he's all about, and he's highly regarded. He's looked to as an authority figure. So I feel Leo's big lesson in astrology is shared power and empowering others rather than power over. And the
Mm.
Emperor landing in your 12th house suggests that you're using your power in a really spiritual way. You're empowering others and you're empowering yourself, that you don't have any need to have power over. So that's real growth, and that's actually true power, Leo. So
Mm.
congratulations on a very beautiful and abundant reading.
Yeah, well done, Leo, and enjoy this first part of October, first half of October, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.